Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to take a look at the Threezero War for Cybertron Megatron figure. Now, I think a lot of you guys know I was not satisfied. I don't like the MP Megatron. I fucking hate that thing. I think at times it looks okay, but then you look at different angles and it just looks awful. I said it in the review, I say it now. Apollyon was junk. Make Toys is decent, and the DX9 is good. It was good for its age, but it has not aged well. So it's just like I still don't think that's a very good option for a masterpiece scaled Megatron. It's a question I've been trying to get a good answer for, and I figure, what the hell, I'll give this guy a shot. So, now, I'm also an avid person of Transformers Transform, but at the same time, I've also always said that Megatron's the one that was one of the few that I say, he doesn't need to transform because he turns into a gun. So it's like, what are you going to do? Although this one's supposed to turn into a tank, so I guess, whatever. Anyway, he's supposed to have some sort of light up feature. I don't have batteries. I'm never going to go that way. So let's go over our articulation, and then we'll kind of we're treating this like an action figure because that's what it is. So his head is on a ball joint. So you get the left and right, a little side to side, up a little bit, down a little bit, because I think this is the light up feature. I just don't want to disassemble this whole thing because I don't know if I'm keeping it or not, really. But it's pretty dead inside, and he's got that same mundane Megatron face that this has. It's not an overly ambitious look. So yeah. So you got that left to right. All that works well. Shoulders up to there. You can't see it. Shoulders move up to there. Rotate to the side. There's a hinge in the shoulder as well as at the body. And he does have a butterfly out. Bicep swivel. It's a little tight. It does work. Double bend elbow. Works fine. This panel here will fold out to the side, and then his hands are on ball joints. He's got the side-to-side ab crunch and a forward ab crunch. Does not have a backwards one. Does have a waist swivel. This does have to move out of the way to achieve it. So I guess that kind of works. Hips, they're designed in a way that I actually think is pretty clever, actually. So it's offset. It's not just a straight, rotate at the hips. But when you rotate it, it folds in a way that it's like, here's the hole for it, and then it has a hole, and then the piece comes out to here, and that's where the hip is attached. Not right where the hole is, but at the bottom of the plate. So when you move it, the hips kind of move around the hole. So it actually works. It's pretty clever, actually. So you get a pretty good range of motion out of it. Not so much back because of the positives for moving forward work against it working back. These are on double ball pegs, so they just kind of get out of the way. Out to the side. Thigh swivel. Bends at the knee. And then when you bend it at the knee, this plate here moves in, which is pretty good. Ankle rocker, just a little bit. Oh, no, there it is. So he's got a pretty good ankle rocker. Toe tilt down and forward. All of that works pretty well. And then there is this panel here that just kind of moves out of the way to kind of, I don't know. I don't think you saw any of that. So Alright, so yeah, the hips up to there, out to there, thigh swivel, bends at the knee, this piece plate moves, rocker, tilt up, tilt down. Sorry about that. He's a bigger figure, so it's hard to get them all. And not a ratchet on him. Gotta point that out. There ain't one thing on this figure that is ratcheted. And that... He's a very hefty figure, and everything seems toleranced really well. But it's like, you kind of feel like it should be ratcheted. Right? Alright, so let's get into accessories. So the first one is, he does come with the display stand. Just a simple plate of plastic. Looks fine. And then he's got the armature that goes with it. So this will just plug in here. It just plugs into the back here. This will plug into the front here. And then you just kind of... Alright. Line this up how you want to use it. And what you do is this back butt plate here comes undone. And then you plug this in to his ass. And there you go. As far as the display bases go, I think it's fine. I think we've seen better. But, you know, it's alright. Now I gotta find that piece that flew off. I'm terrible at this. Little pieces. Little pieces. There it is. Alright. So let's get this fuck out of here. And this will just plug back in. Something like that was oiled. Alright. Now, let's go over the hands. So he does have, they work on ball joints. So you just take them, untab them. So he does have 2 fist hands. He does have 2 open splayed hands. I don't think I like the way those are sculpted. And he's got 2 kind of relaxed hands. He's got 2 trigger hands. And then he's got 2 holding hands. And so I'm just trying to look at everything. Alright, so he's got this thing that came with the tank Megatron from the toy. This rotates like this. Looks fine. You could untab this section here and plug this in if you want. And then what this is like a handle for the sword. And then you can take one of the grippy hands and just kind of work the fingers around it however you want. And go with that look if you want. If you want him to have holding a giant stupid looking sword cannon. I'm gonna cut you with my sword. In case you haven't noticed, I don't like this accessory. I thought it was stupid there. I think it's stupid now. Nothing on that has changed. Untab that, and then you can plug this piece here in. And then from there, you can take that and then like plug it into his big cannon. And you can have like the stupid ass seriously, this is fucking stupid. I'm going to stab you with my shooty gun blaster sword. I don't know. I mean, this is a very orcish thing to do, which I find humorous when orcs do it in fantasy and 40k. Warhammer reference there, where it's like, how do you make your gun shoot more? Well, you attach another gun to it. That's what we're getting with this. It's just like, how do you make it shoot more? You just slap another gun onto it. I'm sorry, that was just fucking stupid. And then you could take this, where it's got the rifle handle, and you can take the trigger finger hands, and then just kind of form it over it. And there you go. See, now this is where I got to bring up the argument that I made of, having interchangeable hands. But where would the issue have been of sculpting this handle into the hand? So like this would be the sculpt. Where would that have been an issue? Why do I have to form it around the hand? Most people are not going to use an empty-handed trigger finger hand for the posing him. They're going to want him holding the gun. So why not just pose the trigger finger into his hand? Yeah, it just makes sense to me. So yeah, there's your way of shooting his arm cannon, because apparently having it as an arm cannon isn't optimal. I don't fucking know. I'm not making fun of this figure. I'm making fun of this figure. Well, I am, but solely for the purpose of the fact that these are things that were kind of part of the toy gimmicks that this didn't need. So you can take this and you can plug this in, and there is the port for the arm. So this thing's kind of a bitch to keep in camera's range too. Alright. Before we plug that in and pick our hands, there's one more accessory, and that is his backpack. So if you want the tank tread look, they included that. This is die cast, which is pretty well done. Nice metallic gray there. And there's just slot here and here. Slot pegs here and here. And these will just slide in like that. And then you can just fold it up. And there he has the backpack, if that's the look you want to go with this guy. Alright. And then we can just pick our hands. I'm going to go with a, let's see here, relaxed hand on this side. And then we're going to go with, we're just going to go back to the fist hand on this side. And then you can take this and plug this into the side. And he looks fine. For what he is. I don't know, guys. I'm having a hard time here. Let me do a comparison here. Here he is next to Optimus Prime. And here he is next to the Make Toys Megatron. He's not the right answer. He's not. He's just not a good answer. not for a Masterpiece style collection, which is what I was kind of hoping for. Now, if they were to redo him more G1 style and more gray and better face sculpt, I think they would have knocked it out of the park. I think. But as it sits, he comes off as, he's fine. for what I'm trying to get him as. That's the one thing I gotta point out before we really get into ranking and score and stuff like that. Is he's fine for what I was going for. He's all right, you know. But that's not what they were designing this figure for. You know, that wasn't their goal in mind, was to replace the G1 Masterpiece Megatron. Their goal was to make a War for Cybertron Megatron. You know, that's what their goal was. It was not to fit into a G1 collection. And that's why it doesn't fit in very well. Because it wasn't supposed to. You know, it's just what it was supposed to be this guy in a premium format. And for that, they knocked that so far out of the park that there's no going back. Yeah. So as it sits, you know, for what I wanted War for, I can't recommend it. If you're looking for War for Cybertron upscale Megatron, then yes, this is exactly what you're looking for. And as such, I will rate it for that. I would rate it. Well, I've got to give it a 10 out of 10 because it hits everything that it wanted to hit. It does everything that it says it's going to do. It's going to be an upscale premium format of the War for Cybertron Megatron in an MP style scale. Does it mean I'm happy with my purchase? No, I'm not. I'm 100% not happy with this purchase whatsoever. I regret every penny I spent on this thing, and it's probably going to be gone. Hopefully, I will have sold it before this video has come up. So, don't hit me up. You don't need to hit me up. For me, I'm going to stick with the DX9 if I can find it. I just don't know where I put mine. The Make Toys one, or hell, even if I can find an MP one for a decent price, I might trade up for that. But this guy is a no. It's a no-go for me. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't recommend it for a Masterpiece collection unless you're working on a Threezero Masterpiece collection. It's a beautiful piece. I can't stress that enough. This thing is painted beautifully. It's got this nice steel finish to it. The weathering looks great. I'm happy I bought it for just solely because, you know, every time I looked at it, it's like, man, this thing looks amazing. And now I know it is amazing, but it's not what I was looking for. You know, I criticized it during the review, but I'm criticizing it for things that this thing fucking did. Like this stupid ass piece of shit. It's like, seriously, how are you going to shoot somebody with this gun when there's the sword in the way? You know, it's like, oh, fold this out of the way. Okay, now we can shoot it. But what are you... It's just such a ridiculously stupid looking thing. But anyway, he's beautifully painted. They did such a great job with the weathering on this thing. This guy is like premium plus. This guy is beautiful. Yeah, I recommend him for what you're looking for. You know, if that's what you're looking for. You know, if you're looking for the War for Cybertron style, then yes, this guy is great. But past that, I don't know. I mean, it's really well done. It's just not what I'm looking for, really. I don't think. You know, I'm gonna put them up with my Decepticons and see how I feel, I guess. But chances are, I just don't want them. I just don't think I'm gonna keep them. So yeah, that's all I got.